In Finland, the parliament is holding a final debate on a bill aimed at speeding up the country's application for NATO membership. The debate coincides with a visit to Helsinki from NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg. Speaking alongside Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin, he said now is the time to allow both Finland and Sweden to join the alliance. That comment directed at two NATO members, Turkey and Hungary, who are still standing in the way. As DW's Terry Schultz reports, Turkey's opposition is causing the most concern.
Side by side. That's how almost everyone presumed Nordic neighbors Finland and Sweden would travel the path to NATO when they submitted their applications in May.
This is a good day at a critical moment for our security.
But Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan put the brakes on the two countries' bids, due primarily to their perceived tolerance for Kurdish groups he considers enemies. The three countries made a deal at the NATO summit in Madrid to work out their differences, but only Finland has succeeded. In Sweden, where the officially designated Kurdish terrorist organization, the PKK, is more visible, activists have targeted Erdogan personally and burned a Koran, stoking Ankara's animosity.
We do not have relatively a major problem with respect to Finland, but we are always underlining that Sweden should take concrete steps.
This has led to a distinct change in NATO's emphasis that the Nordics join together.
The main question is not whether Finland and Sweden are ratified together. The main question is that they are both ratified as full members as soon as possible.
There's been a shift in Helsinki too. Finnish President Sauli Niinistö says joining together is his preference, but
our hands are in a way tied. We have applied for membership. Should we now say that no, we cancel our application? No, that we can't.
Finns are thinking more about their other neighbor now. Decades of opposition to NATO membership evaporated after Russia launched war on Ukraine.
It would be very hard for decision makers to justify to the people who are, I think, over 80% in favor of NATO right now. And also we're seeing over 50% of Finns now in favor of going in NATO at this point, even if Sweden has not ratified it.
Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson has reacted angrily, warning that leaving Sweden outside NATO, even temporarily, would compromise both of their security. Henry Vanhanen disagrees.
Sweden would be a NATO invitee surrounded by NATO members and would have Finland on its eastern neighbor in NATO. I wouldn't say it would be the worst possible scenario. I would say it was a significant improvement.
At the moment, it's the most likely scenario. With Finland holding parliamentary elections in April, the current government would like to see a Finnish flag raised at NATO under its watch. And there's still a sliver of possibility for a tandem accession as stalled talks with Turkey resume in March.
Well, our correspondent Terry Schultz filed that report, and she joins me now from Brussels. Terry, where does the debate stand now in Finland?
The Finnish parliament is this afternoon holding its final debate on Finnish membership in NATO. And this is something that the government wanted to do to get everybody behind its move to join after so many decades of the country being firmly opposed to NATO membership. So the public opinion has changed so dramatically that more than 80% of people are in favor of joining NATO. And the parliamentarians reflect that opinion as well. There's only a handful of people who still oppose membership. They say that they're worried that nuclear weapons would be stationed on Finnish territory, that U.S. troops would be there, that it would invite Russian attacks. But the bill will pass overwhelmingly.
Now, Finland applied for NATO membership together with Sweden, and it was expected they would join at the same time. And now Finland is contemplating to go it alone. Is it causing strain on the ties between the two neighbours?
That's right. Finland is very much portraying this as not its choice to leave Sweden behind, but a choice that's in the hands of Hungary and Turkey, who, of course, are in control of when they ratify the Finnish and Swedish memberships. So this is something that even NATO has begun to say, that it's not up to Finland and Sweden, it's up to Hungary and Turkey. So, yes, I would say there has been a bit of tension. We heard the Swedish Prime Minister say that this puts his country in danger, and he also believes it reduces the security of the NATO NATO alliance as a whole. But behind the scenes, Finnish and Swedish politicians have worked together for decades. It's the closest of relationships between neighboring countries, really. And I'm told there will not be a lasting impact, even if Sweden has to trail behind Finland a bit in joining NATO.
Our correspondent, Terry Schultz there. Thank you, Terry.